Sending out so much love, so much light out here. Welcome to the Cosmic Cypher. The sun is in Taurus. The intention of this is for us to get divine guidance from the cosmos for desired results in our ascension journey. Let's get this work, no doubt about it. What's up, y'all? Peace, light, and love. Shakesha Divine, I'm checking in real quick. We got that sun in Taurus and everything, and this is an auspicious time for us to really begin getting that divine guidance. Now, I do a cosmic check-in every single day, and when I'm doing that, I'm looking to the luminaries, because the luminaries is what hold light. They give us that wisdom, right? The luminaries are the sun and the moon. The sun is all about what's inspiring us, right? This is how I'm shining my light out here in this world and everything. This is that divine masculine energy and everything. Reminds us about how we showing up out here in these particular streets. And then we look to the other luminary, which is the moon, right? Because that moon reminds us about the things that we need to embrace, right? It's our emotional state. It's our senses. It's our instinct and everything, right? Moon energy is very receptive. It is tapping us into our intuition, right? Our unconscious self. The moon holds that divine feminine energy, no doubt about it. I like looking to them luminaries, right? Because that luminary energy is giving me that consistent wisdom. This is what we can count on for this particular day. This is energy that never goes retrograde. It holds infinite potential in our healing process, right? And this gives us divine guidance in our energetic expression for today, right? It helps us to inspire and to embrace those things that we need to for that particular day. And so I always look to the luminaries for divine guidance. But for these particular purposes, all of these planets be talking. All of the energies in the cosmic cipher are communicating with us. The divine has been reaching out to us, giving us guidance. We got all of our ascension, the A team that's out here helping us and navigating this thing we call ascension. If you don't know what the A team is what I call the ancestors, right? These are the ascended masters. These are the angels, the archangels, the spiritual advisors, all of those auspicious energies, right? That come through helping us out, giving us these signs and symbols. These angel numbers you see, that's A-team action. They come through helping us in navigating this whole ascension process. We definitely got to show them gratitude out here in these particular streets, because they have been helping us to awaken in getting this cosmic cipher that's out here in these particular streets. And so I called it my business to come through. Every time we move that sun into a new direction, anytime we seeing that big luminary showing up in a new position, we definitely want to check in on what that energy is looking like. And so right now, we got that sun that's in Taurus. And when the sun is in Taurus, we are really encouraged to love, examine that, right? Because see, Taurus, it connects us to that energy of love, of luxury and everything. Very comforting, very grounded, very protective, patient, practical, kind. I like Taurus energy. This is springtime energy, no doubt about it. But right now we got that sun in Taurus, right? And it's in this very early degrees. And when the sun is in Taurus in the very early degrees, this is really about us really making sure that we're checking in and examining where we at with our love situation, right? All of our connections that are around us doesn't necessarily have to be romantic love. We know it means that too. You need to definitely check in on that. But you also want to check in on all of those relationships around you. You want to make sure they are in alignment with your values, because Taurus is shining that light on the values right about now, right? Also dealing with our money situations. We go get this work on this particular situation right about now, right? Because we also got Uranus and Taurus. We can't forget about that, but we go talk about that a little bit later. But Taurus energy is really coming through, asking us to examine love, our values, our monies, and be inspired right about now to make sure that they are aligning for your highest and greatest good, for those things that you value at this particular time. We need to make sure that we're doing that. And so Taurus season is coming through, checking in, making sure, shining that light on us to make sure that we examining those things at this particular point in time in our life. And so we go to the moon, because the moon set this particular energy off in Capricorn. And when this moon is in Capricorn, this is really all about us embracing the discipline within our life. You see, that moon energy, right? It really encourages us to really feel about, really begin embracing how we feel about going after our ambitions, right? But this particular energy is really asking us about really embracing having the structures, the routine, the discipline within our daily routine activities, right? Really, and when we embrace this, right, this is more about tapping into the realm of creativity, right? Making this fun for yourself. Like, this does not have to be a tax. Now, we know with Capricorn energy, it's kind of limited, right? It kind of gets into this prudent, like limitational type of energy and everything, right? But this particular moon is telling us right about now, while it's situated in Capricorn and that sun being in Taurus and everything, right? All about us really taking a look at our money situation, how we making our money and everything, and the things that we doing, if it's aligning with them values and everything, if we got these routines that's really helping us, empowering us, right? So that we can really be the greatest version of ourselves. You do that by making sure that it's not a chore. It's not something that you hate doing, right? And so this is really asking that you tap into like that childlike creativity, right? So that you can really upgrade that situation, so that you're looking forward to this particular situation, right? See, this is when you peeling in that creativity, right? Because this is allowing you to raise the frequency on that situation. So now you looking forward to doing the thing that you used to see as a chore. Now you inspired to do it. I'm liking this a lot. And so that moon in Capricorn is reminding you about how it doesn't have to be a chore at the end of the day. You can make your discipline, your structured process, a thing that empowers you. That's fun. That's creative. That makes you smile. I'm liking that. And so then we got Mercury. Now, Mercury just came up out of this retrograde, and it was in Aries, and it was really considering us to think about how we showing up in this particular world. But right now, we are moving in. We are in Aries. We shifted back and forth to Pisces, Aries, Pisces, Aries, Pisces, Aries. Man, my bad. And so now we here in this Mercury, and it's direct. And this is really asking us to consider how we've been showing up, what our motivations is, right? And how we go move forward at the end of the day. This is an opportunity for us to sit with that, consider what we doing out here in these particular streets, because this is going to help us in developing a strategy that's really going to be more in alignment with our authentic self, right? See, a lot of times when we in energies of fear, doubts, insecurities, and everything, right, it makes us do things that kind of lowers our frequency. And so this Mercury that's in Aries is really asking us how we've been taking action, how we've been taking the lead out here in these particular streets. It's okay. We know we got human nature. There's an ebb, there's a flow. Some days we hitting the mark, we knocking the ball out of the park, and then the next day, not so much, right? But Mercury comes through, asking that we think about it. We stop and we consider, right, how we've been doing that, right? How we've been taking action and how we can do this moving forward, right? Because this is going to be a major key right here for us to be able to navigate these things with true proficiency. Remember, all is mind. The universe is mental. And this is the realm of Mercury, no doubt. Yeah. Going direct at this particular point in time, because we just came up off of that retrograde, right? I forgot about this cosmic check-in we did on this particular energy, right? Well, we checking in on how we've been communicating, how we've been thinking and everything, right? Now we got this opportunity, we going direct and everything to get that clarity on how we going and what we doing about it. And so we got this energy that's all stacked up in Aries energy, really giving us this opportunity to consider our next step as we move forward in this particular new cycle. This Aries energy that we got in Mercury is definitely linking up with this Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees energy. I'm feeling it, right? This is all about us dreaming that into. I'm going to get to that when we get to that Neptune particular energy, because I'm liking these link ups on this particular energy I'm feeling and I'm vibing right about now. This is really about really making sure that we take an action on our dreams. Let's do it now. Let's do it. Because Venus is coming through. Now, you know, Venus came up off of this retrograde too. Now, she came through to make sure that you are checking in on those things that you love, the things that you value at the end of the day. Now, right now, we got her direct. She came through in direct. She in Pisces. This is a beautiful energy. When Venus links up with Pisces, this is really, really, really an auspicious energy. It raises the frequency on the particular vibration. It really helps you to really, really tap into this unity Christ consciousness type of vibration I'm talking about right here, right? I'm liking this a lot, because the message that Venus is really bringing through is for us to value compassion, making sure that we know ourselves well enough so that we embrace the darkness within, so that we got the compassion to be able to encourage and nurture and support others when they're in their periods of darkness, because we know that this is human nature at the end of the day. And so Venus is coming through, checking in, raising the frequency on how we show and love out here in these particular streets, reminding us about human nature, reminding us to have mercy out here in these particular streets. I'm liking that. Come on, Venus. Come on, Venus, getting us straight while she went direct out here in these streets. Let's get it out here. Now, Mars is coming through. Mars just went direct. No doubt about it. Now, see, Mars in his detriment, right? He in his detriment when he in Cancer, right? And so Mars is all about that action. Mars is about the business of taking action, moving forward. It's your motivation energy at the end of the day, right? And then when Mars is in Cancer, it really got us like kind of checking in, like where we at in our emotional state. See, folks that got that Mars in Cancer, they tend to kind of act all up in their feelings and everything. There ain't no fake. Listen, ain't no shade being thrown up here. I got Cancer moon. I can dig it, no doubt, right? But we got to really check in on what that's all about. And so we need to really begin. See, this is really having us check in on doing that work and everything, right? And so that Mars that was in Cancer and everything was really asking us to take action and finding creative ways to manage our emotional state. But now we shifted in to that Leo energy, right? And this is about making sure that we standing in here shining our light and our sovereignty and everything, right? Finding creative ways for us to be able to navigate that particular situation, right? So that when we take an action out here, we in the commander seat, right? We got our we on the throne out here in these particular streets, right? And so Mars is coming through with that cosmic check-in that we just went through. Now it's going direct in Leo, letting you know that this is your time to move forward, full speed ahead, crown on your head, out here taking action in your power. Mars is coming through talking about taking that empowered action, putting your best self forward, letting that light shine out here in these particular streets. Mars is letting you know, now you done got your head together with that emotional state. You done checked in on what you really motivated by. And when you operating all in your feelings, right? And hopefully you took a look at that axe you had to grind, right? And set it to the side so that you can move forward, right? So now you ain't all dysregulated and triggered when somebody smack you upside the head with a little bit of truth out here in these particular streets, right? You can handle it. You grounded now. You good now. And so now fiery Leo is coming through, letting you know that you done stepped into this level of sovereignty. You go move forward. You go take the commander seat and you go ahead and do the damn thing out here in these particular streets. I like this. I like this so much. Jupiter steps through. Now, Jupiter, when he stepped through, this is about expansion and growth. We got that shit in Gemini. See, this is the reason why time is speeding up. See, we thinking we sitting up there like, man, where did they go? How the hey, it's going down like that, right? But let me let you know, see, this Jupiter in Gemini is about that elevation and consciousness. And when that consciousness is rising, right, that time seems to be slipping and whatnot, right? And so now we got Jupiter that's in Gemini right now, right? That's really getting us this business and how we've been communicating. Now we done came up off of that Mercury retrograde, because if you don't know, Mercury is ruled by Gemini and Virgo too, right? So this is about how we communicate, how we discriminate, right? And so it's giving us this real opportunity to really get that expansion on that whole particular situation. I'm liking how the divine is really helping us in this thing we call an ascension, right? See, now we get in this lesson in communication, this expansion, this growth in this communication particular energy, which I'm liking so much. So we got this expansive energy of Jupiter. Jupiter is our grow. I got to make sure I get back. I almost lost my train of thought for a second there. I almost stepped out of bounds. We got it. But Jupiter is coming through with this message to make sure that we expanding in our communications with others, right? Making sure that we speak in healing and wellness consistently to others, right? Making sure that we are articulating firm boundaries out here in these particular streets. Making sure that we being fair to others, right? Making sure that we ain't out here boss talking, running over folks at the end of the day, right? See, this is all about making sure the power dynamics in our connections is fair, right? Making sure that we are really checking in on how we are shining light in our relationships and our connections, right? Ain't necessarily the ones that you got that's right here at home, right? These is all of the one-on-one relationships, right? And even the player hater that's out here in these particular streets, right? They want you to check in on that too. How you dealing with them particular enemies? Because see, we had Mars retrograde that was in Cancer, right? That was giving us this work on how we can deal with our emotional state. And so now Jupiter being in Gemini, right, is really helping us to expand on the communication on how you dealing with them open enemies. See, when you get you a player hater, a naysayer, the alligator energy that come through, snapping at the mouth and everything, how you dealing with that at the end of the day? Well, Jupiter in Gemini is asking you to check in on that at this particular degree in time right now. That this at right now, you need to be checking in on how you've been doing that, how you navigating that particular situation and everything. See, because that's where you getting your G card at. I hope you understand that, right? See, this is where the G card comes through. The G card comes through is when you able to find yourself in a position of opposition and you navigate that shit with proficiency and you ain't all up in your feelings and everything, and you can take in and deal with the truth and everything, and it ain't wounding you and it ain't taking you all up off of your square and everything. You can deal with that and you can respond appropriately, right? And it's not taking you to a place where you feeling all resentful and you up all night thinking about it and shit like that. See, this is what we talking about making sure we moving from a healed space. Jupiter and Gemini checking in on that communication. I'm liking that a lot. Let's get this work, because Saturn comes through. Saturn is still in Pisces right now. And when she is in Pisces, I'm calling it Saturn, I know that's paternal energy, but it's divine feminine because Saturn is earth energy. No? Yeah. Okay. But anyway, in Pisces, we talking about, this is about making sure that you creating the structure so that you can make them dreams come true. See, Saturn comes through about that discipline that it takes for you to get there. See, a lot of us, we see folks blowing up on the internet and everything. We see people that's showing up and they just come out of nowhere. They going viral and all of this other shit like that, whatever we call it, what have you, right? We see all of that going on and we start thinking that this is what happens. This is the way that it's supposed to be done. But Saturn, if she come through, she bring you back down to reality. No, sweetheart, slow down, calm down. See, this is a process. There's a work that comes with this. You just can't show up this way, baby. You got to do the work. There's a cost to being a boss. And so Saturn is in Pisces, is coming through, checking in, reminding you that there's a cost to being the boss. This is about making sure that you disciplining yourself by creating structure in your creative endeavors so that you can transform your life and take the commander seat, taking charge out here in these particular streets. Come on now, let's get it. See, if you really want to see things manifest for your life, you're going to have to really transform the things that you've been doing out here in these particular streets. If you want to see your dreams come true, Saturn is saying, then you got to make some shifts in how you showing up. Let's sit with that. So Saturn's coming through, reminding us, bringing us back down to earth, letting us know these ideas is floating around. Action needs to be taken on those particular things. You really want to see things shimmy and shake, you got to take action. This is how you transform your life. This is how you do it. You make the moves so that you can make sure, so that you can manifest them things that you're trying to bring down into reality. Saturn comes through, reminding you about making your dreams reality. Let's get it, Saturn. I like it a whole lot. Now, Uranus is coming through with a special type of message. Now, I'm liking this a lot because Uranus is also letting us know, too, that at the end of the month, we go link up with the sun. And when we link up with the sun, you go learn some things out here in these particular streets. Now, Uranus is about evolution. It's about shifting. It's about rebellion. It's about the shakeup. It's about innovation. It's about change. See, Uranus comes through reminding us about the need for us, reminding us about the need for us to remember that change is always consistent. Uranus is coming through, bringing that energy of evolution, he's saying. And so where Uranus is at this particular time, it's in Taurus. And Uranus asks that you shift the things that you're doing, your hustle, your new ambition. Now, this is really interesting because I'm sitting here like, what? See, this is all about making sure that the things that you want, the things that you're going after in your life, right? It's really in alignment with the things that's truly near and dear in your heart. Is it in alignment with your values? See, a lot of us, we getting up, we dragging our ass up out of bed, we doing a job that we totally hate. We in the lowest vibration. We feeling some type of way. We feeling all resentful that we got to be in these particular places and everything. I need y'all to know that's so old world type of movement. And Uranus is coming through to shift that, to disrupt that, to innovate on that whole particular energy. Where we showing up to this grind that we hate and everything. So Uranus is really coming through, asking us to really begin thinking about those things that we really love. Think about the things that we're really gravitating towards, the things that really resonate for us. And start redirecting your focus. Start imagining a world where you're doing something that you actually love. Because this is your absolute opportunity that Uranus is coming through, letting you know this is what you need to be evolving out here in these streets. So evolve the things that you value, the things that you're moving towards, so that you can move forward on your highest timeline in your best life. No doubt. Neptune coming through at Aries at 0 degrees. We talking the business right about now. Now listen, she ain't playing with y'all out here in these particular streets. She just came through a 165-year cycle, baby. This 165-year cycle, we talking about a trip through the entire zodiac wheel. It take Neptune 165 years to do that. And so now we at 0 degrees of Aries, we talking about totally new cycle energy. Totally. So we got Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees. This is about unlimited possibilities. Neptune is letting you know you can dream this world into being. There's unlimited possibilities. There's nothing that's impossible for you. You take action. You take charge. You get your ass out here and get about the business of doing that, because things can happen. You just need to be imagining it. And with Neptune being in Aries at 0 degrees, you really need to be minding them things that you focusing on at the end of the day, because what you focus on is growing. Neptune being in Aries at 0 degrees does also accelerates the manifestation, baby. So you better make sure that you ain't cursing the condition, because you go mess around, look up and recognize the condition is cursed. You did that. You go have to take responsibility. See, I know we get into this whole mentality. See, we got into in society where we have made it almost, what is that? We celebrate misery, the loss. Oh, I ain't gonna do it. It ain't gonna happen for me. I'm broke as a joke. All of that type of conversation, you better stop that shit. You better cut that out. And you better cut out all of this conversation where you the victim in this story. You make sure that you shifting that main character energy to the victor and not the victim. You understand? Unless you want to have a life where it just shows up and puts its foot in your ass, I think you should shift on how you've been processing this whole situation. Huh? Because see, we forget about how powerful we are, the magic that we have and everything. Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees is coming through, reminding you about your magic, reminding you about your ability to take action. And now the possibilities are limitless. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Because we are in, well, now we got the argument out here in the street on whether or not we in the age of Aquarius, because Pluto had transitioned into Aquarius at the end of last year. And when Pluto is in Aquarius, Pluto is the energy of transformation. Pluto reveals those areas in our life where we feel most powerless. And Pluto being in Aquarius, Aquarius is humanitarian energy. This is the collective energy, no doubt. This is also about innovation, right? As we move forward out here in these particular streets, this is about you taking authority and being your most unique and authentic self. Aquarius is raising that flag about you out here showing and shining your light out here in these particular streets. You weird, you go ahead and you shine it, baby, out here in these particular streets, because that's what that Aquarian energy is coming through to let you know that this is what we all about, to be unique, to be different out here in these particular streets. So if you eccentric, baby, let your light shine out here in these particular streets. But then we also stepping in here to change a lot of the particulars that we see and that's been going on all of these years, especially in that Neptune cycle that we just came up out of, right? Well, we done seen a lot of policies that's working against us, that's not really helping the folks that really need it at the end of the day. Look like we trying to do that shit again. But see, we in a higher level of consciousness right now, right? Because now we got Pluto in Aquarius, where we transform in those areas where we feel most powerless, right? And so now we gonna take that power back, because Pluto is about transformation. Aquarius is to the people, to the collective, and we stepping in and we ain't taking that shit no more out here in these particular streets. And this is what Aquarius is coming through, letting you know that we transform humanity by being innovators with this technology that we got going on, the communications that we got. We need to start having these conversations. We need to start speaking truth to power out here in these particular streets, because this is the time for power to the people. We ain't playing these games no more. Our consciousness is risen. We've been there. We've done that. We got the t-shirt. The veil is thin. You ain't fooling us no more, sitting around with these fake ass rockets and shit distracting us and everything. We know it's some fuckery in these streets. Chiron came through in here in Aries, been standing here for quite some time, helping us to heal ourselves, healing the wounds of who we are out here in these particular streets so that we can heal. Lilith is coming through. In Scorpio, we just came up out of the Libra energy, right? Where you go clear up all of this confusion with your connections and your relationships. And now she coming through in Scorpio, letting you know about how we don't appreciate that shit no more and how we've been being done and we ain't doing it no more. And now we transforming that shit as well. Transforming the divine feminine so that we can embrace our true feelings out here. We ain't sitting around putting on no mask going along to get along out here in these damn streets. We showing folks who we really are out here. That's what we doing. And so the divine is coming through, reminding us of our sovereignty, giving us this cosmic direction as we can navigate with all of the planetary energies. Look to the luminaries on a daily basis. Because that luminary is going to give you that work. But right now, we are in the month of Taurus season. That sun, the luminary, that reminds us where our inspiration is. It reminds us about how we shine our light in the world, how we showing up. The sun is reminding us to examine that. During this particular time, you go want to examine your comfort zone, the things that help you to feel safe and secure, protected, the things that you value. Examine those things. Examine the things that you've been doing, because this is going to help in laying a powerful foundation moving forward on how you comfort yourself, how you ground yourself, the things that you value out here in these particular streets, how you making your money, how you thinking, how you moving out here in these streets. We talking about all around ascension, an ascension makeover. And when we doing that work internally, see, we getting all of us linking up collectively. This is where that Pluto in Aquarius energy is coming through. We just closed out that Kali Yuga cycle. We about to do the damn thing out here in these particular streets, fam. We about to do the damn thing. And so with that, I hope that you are encouraged, inspired. In spite of all of this madness that you're seeing out here in these particular streets, I need you to understand that these setbacks is a setup for the come up. We need to tear it down so that we can build it back up. This is what the divine will have for us. And so I give thanks to the divine plan of love that's unfolding. I want to send out so much love, so much light, sending it out to you. Peace, light, and love.